Very sorry, the internet interrupted, stop, so we could not continue. Now we resume. The internet always cause problems. Now I would like to continue the qualities or virtues of the Buddha. The three principal qualities or virtues of the Buddha. Number one is the virtue of wisdom. Wisdom, Panyakon. We worship the Buddha statue or image with the aims of worshipping or paying respect to the virtue of wisdom of the Buddha, because the Buddha possessed great wisdom unmatched by any teachers, any religious leaders. It is said even unmatched by the celestial beings or gods. So, number one, we pay our respect, deepest respect, to the virtue of wisdom of the Buddha. Number two, the virtue of purity. Yeah. Parisottikun, the virtue of purity, purity, purified, throughout bodhisattva, purification, ការធ្វើឲ្យបរិសុទ្ធឬបន្សុទ្ធកម្ម this virtue of purity, សត្វគុណ we worship the Buddha image thinking of paying respect to the Buddha's virtue of purity. That's the main aim, because according to the canonical text or all Buddhist texts, គម្ពីរពុទ្ធសាសនា និងពុទ្ធប្រវត្តិ the biography of the Buddha, like this the life of the Buddha written by Bhikkhu Nyanamoli. That's a very deep book on the life of the Buddha. And we know by the Buddhist text or canonical text that the Buddha possessed great virtue of purity. The Buddha was so pure in his words, his deeds, pure in words, in deeds, and speech. The Buddha was very pure with words, in words, deeds, speech. He spoke only beneficial words, beneficial language, and he performed all good deeds for the sake of beings, humans as well as animals. Deeds and words and deeds, things and thought. Thought should be number one, because we think, then we speak, we act. But anyhow, okay. So all these three ways, thoughts, words, deeds, the Buddha very purified, unblemished by the worldly condition. So this is the purity of the Buddha. It's a great virtue. So this is the second virtue of the Buddha, called the virtue of purity. And especially the virtue in three ways. คือพระพุทธមានភាពបរិសុទ្ធទាំង3ទ្វារ គឺទាំងការគិតទាំងការមានពុទ្ធដីកាហើយទាំងព្រះរាជសកម្មភាពព្រះពុទ្ធសកម្មភាពគឺមានភាពបរិសុទ្ធ That's why there is the attributes of the Buddha that the Buddha is yathakari, yathavadi, tathakari. Yeah, this the phrase or stanza which is always attributed to the Buddha, yathavadi tathakari, yathakari tathavadi, in Pali, in Khmer script. Yeah, yatha vyati tatha kare, yatha vyati. The Buddha says what he does what he says. So this is the attribute of the Buddha, and it's very well known among students or researchers in Buddhism. Yathakari, tathavadi, tathakari, yathakari, yathakari, tathavadi. It reflects or it shows the quality of purity of the Buddha that the Buddha possessed. The Buddhas never speak lies, never tell lies, and he not only advise others to do, but he himself does it. He does what he says. He says what he does. He does what he says. This is very rare quality of any leaders or of any teacher. As you can see it or not. Number 3, have to go up here. Number 3, the virtue of compassion. The third quality or virtue of the Buddha is compassion. It is great compassion. And the compassion of the Buddha is so great that no compassion of any teacher, of any leaders can be equal to that of the Buddha. So that's called great compassion, Mahakaruna. The Buddha had great compassion for all beings, humans, animals, and even the celestial beings. Also the Buddha had compassion for all. In the one discourse, the Buddha says that it is not that the Buddha doesn't love his family, his parents, his wife, his son, and his family members, but his compassion for all the beings in the world were greater than the love for his family, his family members. So it goes to shows that the Buddha's compassion was so great, was unmatched, was boundless, boundless. Say boundless compassion. So we can translate in Khmer Karana at Prom 9. Yeah. Karana at Prom 9. Boundless compassion. Because the compassion of the Buddha was boundless, was no limit, limitless. He compassion for all the beings, humans, animals, celestial beings, all the beings in the divine world, in the celestial world, celestial realms. The Buddha showed compassion to them all. So this says boundless compassion. That's of the Buddha. That's so great. So for these three, we worship the Buddha. Buddhists worship the Buddha thinking of these three qualities, three great virtues. Number one, the virtue of wisdom. Number two, the virtue of purity. Number three, the virtue of compassion. This is very important when Buddhists worship the Buddha image, Buddha statue, the Buddha's sculpture. We think of these three qualities. Not only just the statue made of stone, made of marble, made of wood, or made of cement, but of the three qualities. So that's the answer to why Buddhists worship the Buddha image. Yeah? Why Buddhists worship the Buddha image. Why Buddhists worship the Buddha image? So I think you all can understand that we worship the Buddha image thinking of these three great qualities and other virtues of the Buddha. The Buddha special characteristics, special characteristic. The Buddha also possessed other. the other qualities of the Buddha, there's 32 special characteristics. We call ทวัตตังสาการะหรืออาการะ32 There's also the qualities of Kunathor, Kun, the Buddha possessed, and also the Buddha also has this 108 we call the qualities, another 108 qualities of the Buddha. Of his feature, 108 feature. The Buddha physical body. So because of all this, we Buddhists pay homage or respect to the Buddha statue, the Buddha image, the Buddha sculpture, because we respect these three great qualities. So I think today is this enough for us, and we have learned all this, especially the topic that why Buddhists worship the Buddha image, and we learn that we are not senseless idol worship, or we are not worshipping just for the sake of worship, but we think of the qualities of or virtues of the Buddha. That's why we worship the Buddha image or Buddha statue. Thank you. Bye.